Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camp Patton Family Compound here in the lovely state of Idaho. It is time for the Monday Night Fireside Chat, and tonight's topic is canning sauces. And I got Mark and Tammy with me up here. And when I was thinking about this, I was getting nervous on this one. Because I was kind of can't figure out how many sauces there are and everything else. And I had an eye opening here. But before that, we jump into that. Let's say hi to everyone that's out there. And so first one in, believe it or not, let's see if it shows it. Yes. Early this morning at my time, at Mountain Time, was at 12:07 was Shadow Scout Sleeve. As soon as I put it up there, I mean, he's up there, boom, put it, and most people can't see it because it's so long ago. Is that and he goes, I shared that on my Twitter and also thumbs up and stuff. So thank you for that, Joran. More recently, Phelan Clan Wolf. Then Mark came in for both his channels and just said hi. Then Chipper66 is here. Walt Rogers, Geeky Gardens, Rick Thielen, Lewis, it's the Marshmallow Man, and Love the Land Homestead is in on Tammy's side. Noah's here. And Shawnee Shaves is here. Teresa Buchanan came in. All right. So that's where we're at right now. On everyone, if you're anyone out there lurking on either my side or Tammy's side, please hit the thumbs up and just say, hey, lurking. That way YouTube will give us credit for your watching. Sometimes they don't unless you check in here. All right. So what happened when I was setting this up here? I was thinking the most common stuff, for me to try to can. That's going to be pasta sauces. And then I started thinking, well, what other sauces are there? And when I was looking to get the pictures to put up here, for a background here and for the thumbnail and stuff, one of the things that came across was one that says, these are the 10 sauces. And I looked and I looked at it. And so let me bring this up here. And so what I saw, and then I started putting them down here. And one of the things they said, they did not have red sauces. They had tomato sauces. I thought, hey, wait a minute. There's a bunch of other sauces that are other than tomato sauces that are red. There's a bunch of red sauces. They listed brown sauces, green sauces, and sweets. And so all right. And I started like, wait a minute, there's more here. And I started doing more here. And it's like, wait a minute, there's a lot more sauces than just 10 types of sauces. And let's see, did I get it on here? All right, there we go. Boom, boom. And all of a sudden I started coming up, all right, there's all these here. And then I found something else. These are all different types of sauces. And that I found really quick. And I went, wait a minute. And then, okay, let me drop that down and bring up the other one here. This other one here is the one that just really kind of rocked my world here and just blew me away when I bring it up here. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Wrong one. There we go. All right. And I normally can't see it, but basically I'm going to put the link here down in the chat so you people can go look at this on your own. All right. Okay. It's only going on my side. It's not going over on Tammy's side. But if, at least I don't think it is. It's only showing going to one here. But look, I mean, this is general.
I'm watching on my side and it's showing it.
But it's showing it to your YouTube channel?
Yes, because I'm logged in under mine, but not signed in. just to
Okay.
see.
All right. So basically it says general, and it lists all those ones, it lists all these. And then it says prepared sauces, and it lists a bunch, Then by type, brown sauces, butter sauces, emulsified sauces, fish sauces, green sauces, tomato sauces, hot sauces. Oh, there's a lot more hot sauces than what there is.
Oh yeah.
Meat-based sauces, pink sauces, sauces made of chopped fresh ingredients, sweet sauces, white sauces. Then by region, Africa, Asia, Southeast Asia, Caracas, Mediterranean, Middle East, South American, then South American by country. Then other countries, China. Then we'll go over to China, Canada, China, back to Colombia, Denmark, England, France. Oh, I expected a lot from. Actually, I expected a lot more from France. Georgia, Germany, Greece. I expected more from Greece too.
That's not even close to the list. That's just the most basic sauces by country.
It's the tip of the iceberg for some of those countries.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at all of these different ones here. Poland has a bunch of different ones. But yeah, you just go on and on and on. All the bread sauces, apple sauces, different type of sauce than what we were probably thinking of. But in the United States, Vietnam, it just goes on and on and on.
Well, like ketchup is a sauce, and in America we think of ketchup as a tomato-based product, but there's actually
the original
multiple ketchups, and the original ketchup didn't have any tomatoes in it at all.
No, was it Chinese or Japanese? But it was I think it was Chinese hot sauce. Original, and the guy Heinz brought it back from over there and tweaked it and twisted it and made Heinz 57 varieties ketchup.
Yeah.
Hey, Red Hand, coming in on Tammy's side.
Hi.
On Rebel Canner side there. But yeah, I'm just looking at this and it's like, holy what I thought was going to be a nice, simple one turned massive. And yes, I did a pun in an email to Tammy and Mark. Holy moly, Batman. And I put this Wikipedia link for sauces, list of sauces. And that's if you didn't get it, if anybody has one, you just do list of sauces Wikipedia, and you'll get all those other ones. And I'm looking at them like, at some of these ones, it's like, my wife might want to try that. I might want to try this one, and it's just But then I'm thinking about it, and one of the things that is interesting, and I owe part of this to Scout Camp, and part of it to Garden State Gardener, the hot sauces, because at Scout Camp for the National Leadership Training, I got introduced to a bunch of different Tabasco sauces, particularly the Chipotle Tabasco sauce, which is I grew up hating Tabasco sauce because I kind of stuck my thumb, and my parents put Tabasco sauce, regular red Tabasco sauce on there. But the Chipotle Tabasco sauce, I have fallen in love with that. I love putting it on my quesadillas or in my quesadillas before I cook them. Hey, Happy Mac. Love the Land Homestead.
Yeah, peri sauce is good.
Yeah. But I've gotten some of the other one, and at Scout Camp, they also did the one that's showing underneath Mark down in the corner over there. I'm probably going to mispronounce it. Tapatio.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And then there's some other ones that picked up these type sauces. And then there's the dipping sauces. My favorite of the dipping sauces is La Victoria's. Mm.
You can go crazy.
Oh yeah, you can go crazy with different types of sauces, and it's just like, holy moly! Yeah. You're not can't muted or something. I can't hear you. I don't see you muted here. For some reason you lost your microphone connection. Gonna go out and come back in. I got that one. I've learned that from when people gonna go out and come back in. But yeah, it's there are just so many different types of sauces and stuff. And of course, and then thinking about it, one of the first sauces I liked besides ketchup was Worcestershire sauce.
Which Worcestershire sauce? Yeah, that one.
Worcestershire sauce.
I grew up 2 miles from the plant that made that.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
We can hear you now.
Becca called me and I tapped out of the phone call, and then you lost volume, and then when I tried to speak, I didn't have volume. That was weird.
Yeah.
I got yours back, but I didn't get mine back.
Now, one of the things about sauces that I didn't realize, because I was going to say, all the pasta sauces, and that's probably what we're going to can the most of. It's going to be pasta sauces.
Mm-hmm.
But then Mark pointed out, it's really hard to can, or impossible to can, Alfredo sauce.
No, it's just a rebel thing.
Well,
because he says it curdles.
True, but there are some recipes in. I want to try it. I haven't tried it myself yet, but I do have recipes posted in Rebel Canners, so I am going to try it.
But when I was talking to Mark beforehand, it's like, okay, we can can the butter. We can can the milk.
Yep.
And we can probably can other ingredients or dry pack them and stuff. So we can have stuff that's shelf stable long time and just make it fresh.
Yes.
Yeah, heavy cream. A true Alfredo, just a kick on that one. True Alfredo sauce is butter, clarified butter, garlic, heavy cream, which we're not canning that anytime soon. And Parmesan cheese and pepper and salt. That's it. I mean, there's 4 ingredients in there.
Yeah.
Now I've made Alfredo sauces with milk and a roux and all that stuff. And yeah, you can do it. You can make it taste good. But I like a true Alfredo sauce, which is just heavy cream, garlic, butter, and pepper, and Parmesan or Romano cheese. Yeah, just the real deal.
Yeah. Now, Jack's asking a question here. Mayonnaise is considered a sauce, and technically
it is a condiment.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
It's hydrolyzed. Is that what the word?
No, emulsified.
Emulsified. Thank you. Emulsified sauce. Yes, it was on that list. Emulsified sauces.
Yeah. And it was listed also somewhere else down here in another location on under the on that YouTube on the Wikipedia list there. And I saw mayonnaise. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And when it comes to mayonnaise, I've only seen one channel telling me how to make it, and that's Anthony at Palmetto Prepared.
It's just oil, egg yolk, oil, and lemon juice, water, and whatever seasonings you want. And I make avocado oil mayonnaise for my wife for her seafood salad. She loves it.
Yeah. Hey, Billy's in the house. Hey, Wickshire.
Happy belated birthday from yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am too impatient to make mayonnaise, Mark. I've been told that I just didn't keep blending it long enough, but I have never successfully made mayonnaise.
My wife has one of those little hand mixer. No, not the hand mixer. It's like a little mini plastic blender thing she uses for smoothies. Yeah, and I throw 2 egg yolks in there and just start adding oil when it gets too thick. Add a little bit of water or lemon juice. I add some lemon juice to it, and then I just throw in some seasonings in that, and that's mayonnaise for her.
Yeah, Becca's made it, but I have not. I wasn't out there when she did it. But
that's one thing I want to experiment with is using the avocado oil.
Much healthier.
It is, but it's a whole different flavor.
Yeah, and it's a different consistency too.
Yeah,
because I've actually bought it. Dr. Paula Ruffin recommended a particular brand to me. I got a quart of it. It comes in a heavy duty quart glass jar.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost like a canning jar, but it's shaped like the old regular mayonnaise jars. And but things when I put it in the fridge, guess what it does?
It separates.
Solid.
Gets solid.
Oh.
Not really hard solid. It turns sort of like
butter that's
like that easy to spread butter that you put in the fridge, that's easy to spread. It gets like that because as soon as I take it out, I scrape a little bit off, start putting it on the bread, and it immediately gets, once the temperature raises and room immediately as I'm spreading it on the bread, turns back into mayonnaise.
That's the avocado oil. When you put avocado oil in the fridge, it firms, it congeals real quick.
Yeah. And I noticed same thing too with olive oil. It congeals.
Yep.
But that
we don't talk about other mayonnaises anymore. But yeah, some of them they don't congeal because there's so many other things in their mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is weird is because back when I was a kid, we had Best Foods mayonnaise. It did not have soy oil in it.
Nope. No.
And I'm sure what else they had in it, but it was nice and smooth, light and fluffy and smooth and stuff. And now when I went and tried to buy some that was made out of, they put out when it says olive oil on it. Okay, number 1 ingredient, olive oil. Number 2 ingredient, soy oil.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're using the genetically modified soybeans that I will not ingest in my body. I just got a refund from a major brand because the last time I bought it, they didn't have that warning on the label, and now it has that warning on the label, and I didn't see it till I got home because I didn't check it because, of course, I don't buy that, and they had to refund me my money because I called and asked for said refund because I want them to know that putting that in their product means I won't buy it anymore.
Yeah, they started that law passed that they have to put it on there, like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. Before that, they were using it anyway. We just didn't know it.
Yeah, but now that I know it, I won't eat it. So
everything I look at the store. Pull up every bottle, jar, can, just look at it. Everything, most of it, GMO.
But even in the last year and a half, I know we're off the subject here, going to mayonnaise here, but in the last year and a half, Best Foods has changed their formula again. And so I got some, and it's like, why is this tasting so nasty? It does not taste like it did 2-3 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I'm using this other avocado mayonnaise, which I got to learn to make. But anyways, yeah. Hey, Swafford Homestead. Who else came in here? CB at Who Homestead's here. And Happy Mac. Like I said, okay, and I already got those others. Okay. So canning sauces is very interesting. And there's one I didn't see in here. I'm not considered if it's considered a sauce, but it is a sauce because I guess you consider it a dipping sauce. Sort of the pesto.
Oh, I love pesto. Yeah. Absolutely pesto.
My wife loves it too, except the ones if it has the pine nuts in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pesto. Pesto is pine nuts.
Yeah, that's the traditional standard.
Sorry.
Well, but she's got a lot of them that don't have pine nuts in them.
Oh, you can make pesto with any green that is edible, and any nut that is edible, and oil, salt, and pepper. That's the definition of pesto. Yeah. Traditional pesto is basil, pine nuts, olive oil. But you could make it with dandelion greens, black walnuts, and walnut oil that you've pressed yourself and totally foraged something. My personal is I make pesto with ramps. And so it's pesto, garlic, pine nuts, And you keep a layer of oil on it, and it will literally keep in your refrigerator for a year or longer.
Yeah. I mean, something about it, because we were getting it. There was a restaurant there in Contra Costa County, not Panera. I can't remember the name of it, but basically, you'd order your dinner and stuff, and it was Italian pasta stuff, foods and stuff. But they'd bring out the French bread loaves sliced and everything else, and a bowl of the dipping pesto sauce, and it had no pine nuts in it. It had a bunch of other ingredients, but no pine nuts, which she actually loved. And then she bought some at the store that had the pine nuts in it, and she had an allergic reaction.
Ooh, that's not good.
Tummy reaction. It's like she had to eat that. She had to take a couple things of Beano beforehand.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But you can substitute any nut. You don't have to make it with pine, and it's easy to make at home. It is so easy. And fresh pesto, on pizza.
Yeah. She's come up with a recipe that's absolutely fabulous that does not have any nuts in it at all.
That is not
because pesto. She's over the years garlic oil, basil, what else? A couple other things, but she's become sensitive to. First, it was the cashews. First it was the almonds, then the cashews, and then the macadamians, and so basically there's a lot of things. She all of a sudden it's a different one every couple of years. Another one becomes sensitive to it.
Hey Gil, so sorry to tell you this, but you're next on the list because you're nuts too.
Oh no, but the thing is, I don't affect her tummy. I give her migraines.
Different allergy.
No, I give her migraines. But one of the interesting things is what made this so important to me is we used to buy the Del Monte pasta sauces because the stores, Safeway, Albertsons, although you would have them on sale. Back in the day, they were
froze.
Back in the day was 59 cents each. And everything going up in prices. And then before I retired, we looked for it when they did their 10 for 10 sale. 10 of them for $10. So a dollar sale each. And I didn't realize it till after I was retired up here. And someone mentioned about them putting high fructose corn syrup into pasta sauces.
Yeah.
And I looked, and there it is. One of them, it's like, holy crap! They put because they got a list the highest amount to the least amount in there, and it was up near the top. It's like, holy crap! There's a lot of high fructose corn syrup in it. And so the only one I find around that has a lot of different flavors, the 4 cheese, the Italian sausage in it, the tomato and basil, and some of the others is Classico. And it's like, all right, this is expensive. We need to figure. We're gonna have to start canning this ourselves because our boys and grandkids love pasta with sauces on it. So that's one of the reasons I got this. And then of course now I'm following Joe at Garden State Gardener. And I've gotten several bottles of hot sauce from him, from Pucker Butt and some of the other ones and stuff. And it's like, okay, so we're gonna have to learn to make
making your own hot sauce is literally one of the simplest, easiest things you can do. It's literally peppers, vinegar, and maybe spices. Literally, that's it.
Or you type of peppers that way. Getting the proper blend of peppers is going to be the challenge because we don't. All right, the Chipotle Tabasco sauce is the hottest we ever want.
Well, here's the problem with Tabasco sauce. You're not going to make Tabasco sauce at home unless you have a lot of time on your hands, because Tabasco sauce is oak barrel aged. It's aged in whiskey barrels 50 years before they start to process it and put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
So literally that Tabasco sauce you're eating is so good because it's been fermented in oak cast barrels, old whiskey barrels, for 50 years before you ever see it. Yeah. Most of us don't have that much time on our hands to make that kind of hot sauce. I do like to ferment it for a couple of months before I blend it and put the vinegar and stuff in. It does make it mellows the heat a little bit and makes it nicer.
Yeah. Now, Joe was saying about when it comes to making those types of sauces and stuff, if you dehydrate the peppers first and to reconstitute them in it, and what I've noticed on several of the hot sauces, if they have the vinegar added to it, that acts it more as a preservative as well and gives it a different flavor. And so, like I say, this is going to be an ongoing experiment for the next several years, playing around with the different peppers we get, the different things. And what's really interesting is it's not really canning.
No.
For it. Because if you put the jar in there, you put the cap in it, and it's like dip it in the wax, and you're there. It's on the shelf. It's good.
Well, I water bath mine for 15 minutes just to make a seal and to kill any bacteria in there that weren't the healthy fermented ones I want. I mean, I eat a lot of it fresh, but if I'm making a huge batch of it and I'm not going to eat it all within, 3 to 6 months, then I'm going to water bath it for 15 minutes.
Because some of the different ones I've gotten, you got the glass jar, you got a wooden peg thing in it, and then it's dipped in wax.
You really don't need to water bath it. I just go that one extra step.
Yeah. Hey, checked off. How's it going?
You were talking about making sauce and that. I actually buy number 10 cans of whole plum tomatoes, good ones, not the crap. I mean, there's some good stuff, but I don't buy the stuff with other things added, just tomatoes. That's what I make my meat and marinara sauce out of. And then I can it in jars, and then it's on the shelf for another, 3-4 years until I get all of it eaten.
Chipotle is actually jalapeno.
Yeah, and something else too. Okay. And Glenn's in here from How to Garden. Guys, you take it away and talk about different sauces and stuff. I'll be right back.
Okay.
It's great because I'm gonna have to cut out here in like 2 minutes because a friend of mine's coming over to pick some parts up. I got to get out there, and I'll be off for like 10 minutes.
So there was a big scare about how the second one back there behind the Tapatito was going to be in
Frank's
supply. I can't think of it, but we've got that at home. We actually, like people collect spices. My sons collect hot sauces. So for Christmas, I got them a whole bunch of little samplers to see what they liked. A whole bunch of little tiny hot sauces. And then for Valentine's Day, they got another sampler of hot sauces for Valentine's Day. So anytime around our house, you will find a whole bunch of them. But that one that's behind Tapatito, and I can't think of the name of it. They said that was going to be and there was a big scare about it being in short supply, and it's all over the shelves here. It was one of those things where they were just trying to get you to buy a whole bunch of it.
Well, sriracha sauce went bye-bye. You can barely find sriracha anymore. I can't. Something was going on with the sriracha with the company, and I forget what it was. It was like a year and a half or 2 ago.
Yeah, that was that one behind the Tapatito that they said the company was. Yeah.
I'm bringing something up here to you.
We have an ethnic food store too in our area that everything is imported from Mexico, and it is a wonderful place to go and get different hot sauces and try them. And it's a lot cheaper than buying it at the big box store.
Or you could probably buy the good Coca-Cola and soda in there where it uses cane sugar.
Oh yes, and the Coke bottles are like. When they joke about people's eyeglasses being as thick as Coke bottles? Literally the bottom of the Coke bottle is like an inch thick. It is.
Yeah, they're only like 9.5 ounces now or something, but whatever.
No.
No. There's still 12?
It's a 12. Yeah, cool. And it is, it's all the words except Coke is in Spanish.
Yeah. Hey, I got my guy here. I'm gonna hop off. Not to hop
right.
off. I'm just gonna hit mute. I may make it back here in 5 to 10 minutes, but have fun.
Right.
I'll be right back.
We'll look for you. But even cheaper than going that route is buying like I buy a bunch of peppers. I will go to the market and I will pick up jalapenos and poblanos and those little Scotch bonnets if I can find them, and just a whole blend of peppers. So my hot sauce is never the same twice. And then I just ferment them, and then I take them out of the ferment, puree them, add my vinegar, and we like it. I mean, every year it's different. Every time I make it, it's different, but it's kind of fun that way.
All right, I got it. It's making me do things a little weird here to get the separate so people can read it. So give me a second here. Format. Here we go.
The other one that's really expensive that is in your picture right here is the Mike's Hot Honey. And that is literally just hot peppers fermented in honey for 4 to 6 weeks. And then you take the peppers out and use them. And you're left with hot honey. And you can heat it up if you want. If you don't want the probiotics from the honey, you can heat it up and make it even faster. But I've literally seen that going for $50 to $100 a gallon, and it is so easy to make. I'm like, I cannot believe people pay what they pay at the farmer's market. It's like $100 a gallon, and people will buy that hot honey, and it's like, dude, go home and make it in 15 minutes. Why are you paying that much for it? Everything you need is right here at the farmer's market for way less than that.
Okay, this is going to be a little blurry. It's starting to blur as I blow it up here. Let me get this. All right, yeah, it's starting to blur, but I'm going to show it. So this is is the ingredients for the chipotle pepper, distilled vinegar, water, salt, sugar, onion powder, garlic powder, spices, and the Tabasco registered trademark pepper pulp, which is distilled vinegar, red pepper, and salt.
Yep.
So that is what is in this stuff.
If you got time, you can make it, but it takes about 50 years.
And right now, it's like, when this is on sale, I'll buy 3 or 4 of them. Mm-hmm. And so every time it's on sale, I buy 3 or 4 of them. And when I probably get about 20 of these bottles in the cupboard, I'll be happy. Because all right, and here's what's so stupid about it. Best used by, and I just bought this one in the last month. This is the newest one on there. 5/20/25. No, 5/20/20. Yeah.
Yeah, that date means nothing. It's just government mandated.
This has spent 15 years. The Chipotle has spent 15 years in an oak barrel.
No, 50. 50.
No. When I looked it up, because this is newer, this is 15 years.
Okay.
So the Chipotle is 15 years, and some of the other ones are like 10 years because, but they're
brand new.
They're brand new, and as they get older, they'll be in there longer and longer as they make more and make it longer and longer. But yeah, so wait a minute. So they're saying it's only good for another year. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's like the expiration date on salt. It's been laying around in the Dead Sea for 2,000 years, and now it's going to expire next week.
Or it's been floating around in the ocean for millions of years.
And it's going to expire next week.
Yeah.
So glad you found it right when you did. Otherwise, what would have happened?
Yeah. Okay, so question here on the
I dice them. I dice them up into rounds. Just because I want to get all of the goodness infused into my hot honey. Because I want my hot honey to be really hot. It's really good on pizza, by the way. Of course, everything's good on pizza.
Now, what about when you slice them like that? Seeds getting into the honey.
I'm gonna strain it through a sieve, so it doesn't matter.
So you'll run the honey then through like
a wire mesh sieve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Hey, Myra. Coming in on Tammy's side, on the Rebel Canner side.
Hi. Thank you.
Yeah. So, getting back to simple sauces, or I should say, the most common ones done here in America being tomato sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Before I go just a reminder, all tomato sauces are not red.
No.
There's white tomato sauces, there's yellow tomato sauces, there's orange tomato sauces, there's green tomato sauces.
Mm-hmm.
All depends on, and now there's probably going to be purple tomato sauce with that GMO garbage one out there.
Well, there are some purple tomatoes.
Yeah.
But they don't really, they kind of,
blend. You mean like the purple ketchup and the green ketchup that Heinz came out with a couple years back?
Yeah, that last.
Uh-oh, we lost her.
Woof. That was quick.
Yeah, I think she touched the button there. Or her phone died. One of the two.
Uh-oh.
All right. So Jack says peach tomatoes make a yellow sauce. Yeah. All right. And that's some of the things I've gotten from. I got some from Johnny's heirloom seeds. Johnny Select Seeds. M.I. Gardner. I got some white tomatoes. I got some yellow tomatoes, and Garden State Gardeners sent me some different colored tomatoes and stuff. And I actually got some of their orange cherry tomatoes. The grandkids love them, so I mean they are orange. And so we're gonna get stuff going, and the staff sergeant joins me up here. We'll probably make some ketchups and pasta sauces out of those that the grandkids will see. Oh, remember those little cherry tomatoes? Well, this is the sauce from it, and get them going on it.
I'm going to do that this year. My wife loves these yellow pear cherry tomatoes. There she is.
Oh, your phone died, didn't it?
It did. My phone cord. It's time to replace the phone cord.
Yeah. She got the Red Baron up. All right, guys, everyone out there, listen. All right, we got 18 people. Okay, everyone, help. We need to help Tammy out here. She's got an old laptop. We want to give her a new one. So if you want to help her out, don't do the YouTube thing, because YouTube takes 30% of it or more. Send her an Amazon gift card at the Rebel Canner email. She's already got several of them, and we can get her some more of them. She can get a laptop, a nice refurbished Dell laptop like I got over here. That is $142 plus tax.
Now I know why you call it the Red Baron. That thing is just like.
I'm sorry, I will mute.
It took me a minute. I'm like, the Red Baron? What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Snoopy's chasing the Red Baron.
Just because you're not wearing earphones like Gil, because it's worse on those.
Yeah. Well, actually, I got mine turned down enough, but I have it in it so I can, I kind of have one in when I'm on here so I don't scream at the top of my lungs. But yeah.
Anyway, that was good. I'm going to make, with all these yellow pear tomatoes, my wife loves them. They're super sweet. Not sure what I want to do with them. I'll probably make like a Bloody Mary mix or something out of it.
Yeah. Because my boys, and this is where it's going to get tricky. Classico has a 4-cheese pasta sauce.
Yeah, read the ingredients.
Yeah. But and several other ones have 4-cheese pasta sauce. One of the cheese I know is Parmesan. And so it's going to be like figuring out percentages and stuff to see if we can even make it to begin with. And if we can make it that they like it, can we can it?
Yeah, if it's got actual real cheese in there and cream, maybe. I'll let you and Tammy discuss that privately.
Well,
I'm not going to can the cheese with the tomato, the acid of the tomato, because it will. You're using what they have is that powdered, like you can buy the big things of Parmesan and Romano.
Yeah,
that's what they're putting in there. But the problem is when it's going to react with the acid of the tomatoes in the jar. So yeah. I would actually just make a sauce and then add that fresh. So I'd have that dry packed and then I would add it to it fresh.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking we're going to have to do. There's some of the sauces, we can can it and stuff, but we're going to need to have the cheeses and the other stuff, freeze dried, powdered.
Yeah. No, you don't have to freeze dried. Good hard cheeses they get better with age. That's why Parmesan is so expensive. Real Parmesan, they don't freeze dry it. It's a giant wheel wrapped in wax and sits there for decades.
And like we just said, all of the good stuff is about 50 years old. And that goes for hot sauce and cheese. The older hot sauce, the better. The older the cheese, the better. Of course, I don't have a cave in Italy to store it in here like they do there. And, then you've got the whole, I can wax the cheese and keep it, but I don't have the ideal temperatures 90% of the time in Michigan. So.
Yeah, we'd have to go down to Arkansas or Missouri, where they got all those limestone caves down there.
Now, actually, I don't have to go that far. Here is a little known fact. The city of Detroit is on a salt mine.
Mm-hmm.
And underneath the city of Detroit is a labyrinth of caves that are all salt lined. And they are perfect for preserving multitudes of things. And if you have a lot of money, you already have one there preserving your bank documents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you're a corporation.
Yes. So with I'm looking at the stuff here. All these different sauces. I still got the page up here and stuff, and all the different things. I got something else I got to talk about. But it's one of those things. It's like looking at these and trying to know, because I can click on each one of these sauces and go to it and find out about it, including the recipe, what's in it, everything else, and it's going to be like, what ones can I can that I like? Which ones do I not need to can, like Chipotle, the Chipotle sauce, the Tabasco sauce, the Tapatio sauce.
I'm sorry, Tammy. It sounds like a swarm of bees right now. It's killing me. I'm sorry. We need to get you a new computer. I'm about ready to just buy you one and ship it to you.
Actually, so hang on here. Let me see if I can pull this up really quick here. I'm going to pull this up here. All right, go. Afro. So if anybody wants to send her an Amazon gift card, come on. All right, just put it in there. Use that link. Just as you go into, it's really easy to send an Amazon gift card. You open up the Amazon, it says gift, or if it doesn't say gift card, you just type in gift cards, e-gift cards. You go in there, and it sends off her on an e-gift card to her. And when I do giveaways on my channel, rather than giving away products, I give away the gift cards. That way, if they like somebody from over in Idaho over here has probably about 10 or 15 of mine, and she every now and then she'll save them up and then she'll get something. But yeah,
That's how my son got his Halloween costume, was the gift cards you sent me.
So gift cards are easy to send. You just need to have the email address to send it to them. All right. The other thing, let's get over here. Okay, I'm going to move us around just a little bit for this. I went to my bookshelves in here. This is thick. All right, and see, but it popped open once. I'll see if it'll pop open to it again here. Oh shoot!
I don't think you want to see my. You don't want to see my cookbook library.
Oh, all right. This one is actually I got this. This is the one I got for my wife because my mom had it, and she saw it and she wanted it, so I got it for my wife. And shoot, can't find it. Okay. All right, chapter 17. All right, so you got all these different ones, and what in the middle here, we got photos here in the middle. So it's not it gives you not drawings, it gives you photos on doing stuff and what some of the things should look like. And don't want to turn the page, get my finger around it. There we go. So yeah, but yeah, so this is the one cookbook my wife asked me to get because she saw that my mom had it.
I'm going to shamelessly plug my last book, but a wonderful woman, she has since passed away, I believe, Carla, posted in Rebel Canners upwards of 100 recipes of sauces, and they are all in the recipe files book and how to can them. So all of those common sauces are in there also if you're interested in that. And it's the recipes from the files from the Facebook group.
All right, they've changed the cover on it. Actually, they actually have it there too. So on Amazon, let's go back over here. Boom, boom, there we go. So there's the one there. No feature availables, but they have an update one here from 2017. It's this is the Kindle version, which is usually cheaper. Yeah, the hardcover, which is what I have here, is $41. Normally $65. So. And then he has the second edition. So there's different ones here, but yeah. So that is, if you really want that book too, it's in there. James Peterson, sauces, and that's what comes up on Amazon. Yeah. Yes, checked off. That is a thick. I mean.
That's a Bible. That's the sauce Bible.
Yeah, and that's what it's thick. Dang. It's almost as thick as Doc Bones and Nurses Amy's 4th edition emergency medical handbook. It's almost as thick as that. Same size, but yeah, it's just like so.
Like I used to tell people on certain channels and stuff, a recipe is something that worked for you that you wrote down. When you're baking, that's a formula. There are certain things you must follow when you're baking or it won't work. But a recipe is just somebody's idea that worked for them. They wrote it down, and I get people all the time. They see my sauce. I want the recipe. It's like, it's just got meat and tomatoes and onions and garlic. I use a lot of garlic. You may not like it. It's my recipe. That's what I wrote, so I can remember it. And my mom wrote it, so I can now make my mom's recipe. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I had to go.
I know what you're talking about there, like with the garlic. My youngest son, he loves his garlic. The oldest son, not so much. So when the youngest one finds a recipe and my wife wants to make it so for the whole family, she's got to dial back the garlic a little bit.
Try roasting it.
Oh.
And
roasted garlic. Yeah. Go ahead, Tammy.
I love garlic. I love garlic with my garlic with a side of garlic and some more garlic thrown in. You cannot put too much garlic in anything, ever. I've never found a recipe with too much garlic. But a recipe is just a guideline. It is not to be, except like you said, with certain things like bread, that's a formula. But a recipe is just a guide to get you where you're going. You don't have to be letter of the law with it.
And that's what it says. See, on a lot of them, they'll say salt to taste, pepper to taste. They'll say certain things to add certain things to taste. Because that tells you right then, it's like, this is, all right, this is the basics. Now make it yours.
But there are those people, and I get it. Some people, if I eat something in a restaurant or my wife brings something home and I try it, she'll be like, "Can you make that?" I'm like, "Yeah, give me a minute. I'll figure it out." Because that's what I can do that in my head. But a lot of people can't. One of my daughters, it's like, can you make this? Yeah, I can make it. I need the exact recipe. It's like, okay, but you may not like it. It may be a little different because some people need a formula recipe, whatever, to go by. And I don't put them down for it. Everybody has their thing in life that they can just do.
Yeah.
And recipes and formulas are something that's there.
There's a restaurant called Los Panchos in California there, and it started out with one little hole in the wall restaurant in a little tiny strip mall, and they took over the next one. They grew up a little bit, and they got so overwhelmed they had to go to the 6 miles down the road from Pacheco to Pleasant Hill and open a second one, and then they had to go 6 miles farther down the road to Walnut Creek and open another one. And then they went over the hill to Lafayette, and then they went over to Oakland and then San Leandro. And because people were hearing about it, and people would buy the stuff in takeouts and take it to work the next day. And they but their mole sauce, their Hole Mole sauce is it's the best I've ever tasted. And my wife worked for 6 months trying to replicate it, and she's close. She's really, really close, and that's what she goes with. She just can't figure out what they did, and it's like, let's see, Mexican restaurant, homemade, their own made mole sauce. I'm willing to bet they put a little lard in it. But hey, Northern Girl Hotties, how's it going?
Unless you know somebody that works there that'll tell you some of the ingredients.
No. They won't. It's one of the things is they had lit it out. There are some. It's out there 30 years ago. It got out there 30 years ago, and they slapped the lid on, saying no one talk about it. We don't want. This is our proprietary recipe. And the mamacita was she got on somebody for giving it out. Mm-hmm.
That's my problem is I don't write down my recipes. So I make a wonderful pot of soup. I have never made the same soup twice because I never write down what I put in it. So then when they really like it, I can't replicate it because I have no idea what was in it. Yeah. My soup changes every time I make a pot of soup. It's never the same. Even if it's the same kind of soup, never the same.
That's the way it was with my grandmother's chicken and dumplings. The dumpling recipe was the same. What she did with the chicken and what she put in it was a little bit different every time.
That's cooking.
Sometimes it was like, oh, it's this season. We got these from the garden. And later on in the fall, it's like, okay, we don't have those, but we got this. And that's what, so yeah. But the same thing, like I'm saying, when it comes to all all the sauces, the dipping sauces, the chip, there's different types of dipping sauces. There's the creamy ones up here, and then there's the thick, chunky one here, like the get my hand on it, like your you buy your La Victoria or your Pace or whatever it is, you scoop with your big old tortilla chip and
chunks of tomatoes and peppers and stuff. Yep.
Yeah. There was a restaurant and it went out of business, and they made their own salsa called Carlos Murphy's, and the whole theme of it was a Irishman went down to Mexico, and the son Carlos Murphy is a cook type thing, and so they got Irish food, they got Mexican food, and
it's a fusion.
It's a fusion, and their salsa was oh man, it wasn't too hot. It snuck up on you slowly, but didn't get too hot, and it wasn't big and chunky, but it wasn't watered down either. It wasn't what some of these runny ones. It was almost like the thickness of ketchup, but it had bigger pieces in it, and you could see your onions in it, you could see your garlic, you could see everything, a lot of stuff in it, but it wasn't chunky where you wind up, you go dipping, all you get is this big old piece of tomato on there.
Must have been an interesting St. Patrick's Day at the restaurant, corned beef and cabbage salsa.
Hey, no telling we never went there on St. Patrick's Day. But yeah, I could imagine what they could have done.
Yeah, corned beef fajitas. Yeah.
Actually,
I'm probably giving all kinds of people ideas like, oh, I got to do that and make my restaurant.
Yeah, I'm thinking about corned beef fajitas, but not only that, but corned beef quesadillas, where you have to chop the corned beef and you sprinkle it in there with the cheese and stuff in the quesadilla, and that sounds good.
I do that with my leftovers. I got sliced corned beef, cabbage, potatoes, carrots. I throw it on rye bread and grill it. Yeah. Sorry, Tammy. You're going, I got to go buy corned beef now. Mustard on
it's right after St. Patrick's Day. You don't think I have 3 clearance corned beefs in my refrigerator right now?
I forgot to go buy mine. We cooked a couple, and they're gone quick. And there's only 2 of us here right now.
Yeah.
I will have enough hash for the rest of the year. That's all I got to say. You always buy enough to make hash right after St. Patrick's Day.
It's like making a grilled Thanksgiving sandwich. I mean, I don't care what holiday it is. Whatever's left over, it's going on a sandwich, and it's going to get grilled on whatever bread I want.
Speaking of whatever holiday, whenever, I realize that Easter is coming, and we did buy a ham. But tomorrow night we're roasting a turkey just because I'm in the mood for it.
That sounds like my house. What's for dinner tonight, honey? I pulled out a 16-pound turkey out of the freezer. We're having turkey, mashed potatoes, and stuffing. Okay.
I got a question for both of you. What is your favorite pasta sauce?
Meat sauce. Sorry.
I have an imitation Prego. It is a meat Prego. It is the one area where I want the brand name or something very much like it. So I have a home canned version of Prego with the meat and the mushrooms.
Okay.
See, my meat sauce gets, I literally just, they're sitting on the counter right now. I got 36 pints of meat sauce. I made 6 gallons. It was 5 pounds of 90% ground I-round, which I bought I-rounds cheap and ground it myself. And ground pork. There's like 4 pounds of ground pork in there. A couple pounds of sweet premio sausage, onions, probably a cup and a half of garlic, and whatever tomatoes I had. Even some of my canned tomatoes from 3 years ago. I was like, I forgot I had these. Flip them upside down on my blender. Put the cap on, put the blender attachment on there, and just puree them. and dump that in there, seeds and all. Doesn't matter, no skins, just seeds. And yeah, I just cook it down and can it up, and tastes a little different every time. My wife adds her seasonings to it, and we're good. And that's canned up, and I got meat sauce now for the next year or so.
And I froze. So for anybody out here who's listening and stuff about a question about this, all right. So if you're doing just a plain tomato sauce, make basil and garlic in it, what would be the canning time for doing that? Would that be water bath or pressure or both? Or
you could do either. I prefer to do I'd have to look at the time in the book over here. I would do the water bath time for tomato sauce. I don't like to pressure can my tomato sauce because then it separates and you get this layer of water in it. I don't like to do that. But if I do meat, I will. If I do like his, I would do it for the soup time.
Okay. So with the meat, you got to do it for a longer time then, right?
You have to pressure can for the soup.
Yes.
Soup
I just want to clarify that. I clarify that for everybody out there that's listening. So if you add meat to your basic tomato sauces, you're going to have to increase the time.
Yeah.
Well, you have to go by the longest time for whatever the product is. So tomatoes, you can water just tomatoes, depending on the acid. You can water bath them. If you're going to can, in spices, if you're going to can meat by itself, then you're looking at your 75 to 90 minutes, or whatever your book says for your altitude. But if you mix them together, you got to use the longest time because there's meat in there. So I pressure can my meat sauce.
But technically, because it's not more than 50% meat, you can use the soup time, and still be A, B, C, D, E, F, G correct. Just saying.
Yeah.
So it takes it down to 60 minutes instead of 90.
75. Yeah.
All right. So here's an idea.
Quarts. I only do it in quarts.
Here's an idea. What you think of here? Tell me what you think of this idea. All right. So you can your ground beef. You got that bunch of jars of canned ground beef, a bunch of jars of canned pork, whatever, and then you do your basic a bunch of basic tomato sauce.
Yeah.
When it comes cooking time, okay, we're gonna dump this, we're gonna add this, we're gonna add those, we're gonna add a bunch more garlic to it. Oh, we're gonna add some bacon to it this time.
Oh. Yes. So this week we will be canning bacon.
Hang on, let me make you big. Oh, yes. Black Label.
And I'm using this one because it is already on the stupid wax paper that I hate to do, but I want to show you because it's,
Yeah.
So I will be canning it with the wax paper. I usually do it without, in slices. You just roll it up the way it is right now, put it in your jars and can it. And I will show you how to do that this week.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, I just pulled a 2-pound package of bacon out of the freezer, and I'm going to go ahead and fry it up, and then fry it up, and then crumble it up, and then bag it up and toss it back in the freezer so I can pull it out and just add it to salad, add it to quesadillas, add it to on top of the tacos.
Sam's had that on sale. You can buy the bacon bits at Sam's that are already cooked in a bag, and then once you open it, you have to refrigerate it. I love those things. It's a little 3-pound bag for $9, and I keep that always. There's always one in my refrigerator.
Yeah, I like that. And there's I forget which one is either Sam's or Costco. One is bigger chunks. And the other one is smaller pieces. I like getting the bigger one. And then sometimes what I'll do is especially if I'm going to be adding it to like potato soup.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, And so I get the bigger one because it's, one of the bigger pieces. It needs to cook just a little bit more, in my opinion.
So our local butcher shop that we have to drive, and I say local, I have to drive 20 minutes that away to another town that has this really great butcher shop. It's the only thing in the town left. Like, there's nothing else. It's one of those ghost towns, but they have a butcher that is just fabulous. And they sell end cuts of bacon really super cheap. And it's like salt pork. It is like thick sometimes with a lot of meat on it, thick meat. And I chop those up and put that in my potato soup.
If you want to make bacon bits, I chop my, like I always buy when I find it on sale. I'll buy like 5, 8, 10 pounds of frozen bacon, and I'll thaw it out and chop it up first. Then I'll throw it in the pan, and my bacon bits are already done. I don't have to sit there and play games, and I can cook it how much I want to, strain it out, and then throw it on a paper towel, and then throw it in a bag, throw it in the freezer, or just keep it in the fridge. Or I've kept bacon in a jar on the counter for weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, the best cooked bacon I've ever done, where it's absolutely perfect, not raw. I mean, not too rare and not too burnt, in a convection oven.
Yeah, oven baked bacon is better if you can put it on a cookie rack and let the grease drip off of it, and not swim in it. Yeah, Tammy's doing it.
Usually what we would do, and this is the way I learned this at Scout Camp, in the mess hall. Got the big sheets, the big, and put 2 layers of the parchment paper down.
Yep.
And then put the bacon on it and in there, and it comes out. It's just absolutely.
Throw it in the oven. Just don't let it burn.
Well, with the convection oven.
Nope.
Oh, it's a bit harder to burn the bacon. A lot harder to burn the bacon in a convection oven.
Well, you can burn it if you forget about it. I've done that.
Yeah. Oh, let me put it this way: you cannot forget about the bacon in a convection oven.
No.
Oh, it's done.
Yeah, bacon nose paralysis.
Yeah. Well, checked out bacon. A lot of times when it's originally preserved, is smoked, and then you cook it. Then you cook it up. To do it for your whatever you want to add it to. Now, one of the things, Tammy stepped away, but she was talking about. They're back. So love your garlic with a side of garlic, and we got bacon with the garlic on it. You roll it up. You put them in the oven. And then you can use then you do multiple things with it. It's a starter thing. That's
So we have this place here it's a chain, and I'm not a big pizza. I mean, I sound like a big pizza person tonight, but it's called Blaze, and you can make your own pizza. And I'm like, I get the pesto sauce and the marinara and all the cheeses that don't smell like stinky feet. And then I'm like, and I want this garlic and that garlic. Actually, they have 3 kinds of garlic you can get on your pizza, and I get all 3. Oh. And I wish they had powdered garlic I could put on top. And I really only get the pizza to eat the garlic. Just like.
It's like I only eat baked potatoes to eat the sour cream, so Yeah.
My mother-in-law would make a meatloaf with cheese in the middle, and then it got expanded. It got expanded upon by my wife in doing the meatloaf. Would put roasted garlic chunks in the meatloaf, and with the cheese in the middle, and then the sauce goes on. The sauce would go on it, and I mentioned it, and about everyone in the family went, "Ooh, we got to try that. We haven't tried it yet." It's after you got that with the garlic in and everything else, you got it on there. Wrap the meatloaf with bacon.
Yep.
And then do that because they do the turkey. We do the turkey wrapped in bacon. But any sauces made? Oh, yeah. There's the question. Any sauces can be made out of bacon? Yes. There are probably several different ones, meat sauces and stuff. Using the bacon and stuff. And I closed that other one. I already closed it down. But let me see. Do I still have the link saved? Nope, I don't. Dang it. Put that back. If you look up list of sauces, Wikipedia, it should bring it up. Yeah, you can find it in there and search it for that there. But yeah, there's a bunch of different types of meat sauces, and yeah, that's gonna be one. That's gonna be. I actually got to check the book and see they do have a bacon sauce in the book here. But I'm thinking bacon and garlic, a bacon and garlic sauce.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. And you froze.
Even better, you got your bacon and garlic sauce, and you add a little some dried Parmesan and Romano to it, and then you put it over whatever you're serving, whether it's asparagus or broccoli or whatever it is, or steak.
Yeah. This is where a recipe falls in. Something that worked for you, that tasted good, and you wrote it down.
Okay, so you take your asparagus, about 4 of them. You wrap them in bacon all the way up the asparagus. You sprinkle sea salt and garlic and bake them.
Throw a single scallion in the middle of it.
Ooh, yes.
I do that over the fire every time I go out to the cabin in the spring with my buddy. If I don't bring asparagus, bacon, and a couple scallions, he's upset.
Yeah.
Now, I did not like asparagus until I discovered how good it tastes with celery salt on it.
There you go.
Celery salt is the secret ingredient to making asparagus taste really, really good. Once I added celery salt, I love asparagus.
You could probably take a celery spear and cut into a thin strip and put that in the middle of your wrap with the bacon.
No, I just really like the asparagus.
Okay. Like your salt.
I'm not a fan of cooked celery. I like raw celery.
Yeah. This last few minutes here on this reminded me of when I was growing up. One of my mom's favorite afternoon TV shows, Graham Kerr, the Galloping Gourmet. Mm-hmm. And he would do sometimes.
Guarantee.
Yeah, and he would be doing stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, I'm going to add this to it. The recipe just changed live on TV. Oh man! All right, let me bring this up over here. All right, so we're gonna. It's all right. So it's after 9 o'clock for Tammy. She's gonna turn into a pumpkin. All right, so coming up here, tomorrow night on my other channel, Gray Man Prepping, is the topic is what are your essentials? That starts at 10 o'clock Eastern. Are you going live this week, Tammy?
It's spring break. I do not think it will be quiet enough in my house to go live. I might do a pop-up, but okay. I probably won't.
So
sorry.
Keep an eye out just in case, folks. Thursday night, 10 o'clock Eastern for the midnight ride because it's midnight in Rio de Janeiro. Friday, back here on Camppatton the Compound. We're going to talk about clothing allergies. We talked about other allergies and stuff last Friday. We're going because there are some people that are allergic to certain clothing. And we're going to talk about that and things you can do on that on Friday night on the homestead. Saturday on Gray Man Prepping for Survival Saturday, the topic is, are you properly protecting your preps? And so that's on there. Next Monday here, canning chicken. And I mean,
I got the video for that.
Yep. And what just popped in my mind right now is like, wait a minute, we got the chicken breast. We're going to can the chicken breast. Why not wrap the chicken breast with bacon and garlic?
I can do that this week. I have the bacon and the chicken breast, and I'm running the canner with a bunch of other stuff. I could at the same time as the bacon. It'll work. I will see. I will do that. I'll show you one.
So that's
challenge accepted.
Hey, you just came up with the thing. Canning chicken is we're going to talk all the different ways, all the different seasonings and stuff you can add to the chicken to can it, besides plain chicken as well. So we're going to come up with a bunch of things next Monday for this. All right, everyone. I want to thank Mark for joining us up here and Tammy for coming up here. She sent it to her channel as well. Everybody in the side chat, I want to thank you for coming in and for your comments over there on the side chat and keeping things exciting. And so hopefully we will see you, for me, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night on Gray Man Prepping for what are your essentials. And everyone, remember, grow an indoor garden if you can this year. Just experiment. Food prices are insane. All right, everyone. See you around.
Good night, everyone.